So what is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today guys we got Call of Duty developers yet again spitting that bullshit, and of course nobody believes them because it's obviously bullshit and nobody's buying this. Like literally nobody that I've seen in the comments of this tweet is actually agreeing with this or is hyped for this whatsoever. If you don't know what I'm talking about, basically Charlie Intel reported that Treyarch's associate design director at CDL Champ says if you're a fan of Black Ops 2 back in the day, especially if you're a fan of Black Ops 2 competitive, you're gonna have a good time with Black Ops 7, which honestly I don't really buy for a single second, and I doubt any of you watching this video do as well. Like if they're gonna lie, they could at least try to lie a little bit better. I guess their strategy is to try and nostalgia bait as much as they possibly can, but they had to have known that everybody would easily see through this bullshit and nobody would buy this lie. Whoever said this at Treyarch did not fucking cook, because if they actually wanted to get people's attention and get people interested in the game and hyped for the game, what they should have said, instead of pulling out some lying bullshit from their ass, what they should have actually said is, hey guys, we're actually going to be taking care of the whole huge cheating situation in our games, and we're going to actually make them playable for once, and we're actually not going to have cheaters in the fucking beta like we did for Black Ops 6, and actually guys, we're also going to remove SBMM to stop fucking you in the ass every time you want to have fun and play with your friends and just have a casual, chill, fun match and actually have a good time playing the game. And we're not going to screw you over with manipulative bullshit anymore. And also, we're going to be taking away all the dumb, stupid ass skins and fucking unicorns and ponies and furries and fish and turtles and all this bullshit that you don't really care about seeing in your fucking military arcade shooter. We're going to take away all that bullshit and we're going to deal with the cheaters and everything like that, and it's going to be a great year, guys. That is what they should have said if they actually wanted to get people on board with this game, and if they actually wanted to get people actually excited to buy this next game. But of course, they are fucking brain dead. They have no idea what they're talking about. All they know is nostalgia bait. That's all they fucking do, and that's literally why there's basically no hope for this game anymore. Now, I don't know if you heard, but I guess Call of Duty World War II is actually coming to Game Pass, so a lot of people are going to be playing it now, which is pretty good to see. Like, I actually did enjoy that game. Maybe not originally so much when it first came out. There were a few maps I disliked, but in general, it was a pretty solid game, and I had tons of fun on it, mostly after the life cycle had already passed. Like, I'd go back to that game to just play it every once in a while, and it was a good fucking time. I remember for a while, I used to stream that game like every fucking day, so it was a pretty good time, especially with sniping. I had a very good time with sniping on that game, which is just not a thing we really get anymore at all. So I personally don't know why they possibly think that Black Ops 7 could ever come close to holding a candle to Black Ops 2. I haven't even played the game, and I already know that shit is gonna be an absolute two-pack of ass. It is not gonna be anywhere near as good as Black Ops 2, and they themselves know it. They're just trying to nostalgia bait whoever they can, and that's just the reality of the situation. And people are mad for obvious reasons. There's a cheating scandal or situation every day in Warzone. Every single day, there's people cheating their way to the top. Even the fucking Warzone CDL Pro qualifiers or whatever the fuck had tons of cheaters. Everybody's cheating every day, everywhere. There's no wonder people are not hyped for this game at all. And speaking of the lies that Activision and Treyarch like to tell, I also missed this before. I didn't make a video on this, but there was a leak, I guess, in the Xbox COD HQ or something that leaked the developer messages of the day that were gonna go live in Black Ops 7, but they actually went live in the Call of Duty Xbox app. So I'm pretty sure this shit was on purpose. There's no way this shit was an accident. So take that leak information how you will. This is pretty much stuff they wanted us to know. If they did not want this to be released, it probably wouldn't have been, because it's just too fucking obvious. It looks way too polished and just ready for consumers that I don't think developers would need to have this live in the game right now, because nobody's gonna be fucking playing it besides them, and they already know what the fucking game modes are, so why the hell would they need this? So this leak is basically just a leak that they did themselves to, I guess, gauge the reaction and see what people think and how they react to this. So let's see what the information actually is. Probably not gonna show them because I don't want Activision hunting down my channel, or I might, I'll decide later. But the first screenshot says, new mode overload, 2 teams of 6 players each fight to control a neutral EMP device that must be delivered to the enemy HQ for a score. Reach the score limit and claim victory by delivering multiple EMP devices. And that sounds a little bit to me like Uplink, but without the jetpacks and flying and stuff like that. So I don't know know how it'll look in the game, but I guess that's kind of reminiscent of Uplink. And from the picture, it just looks like two random military soldiers, I guess, with like futuristic looking suits on. One of the weapons kind of looks like some sort of futuristic shotgun. The other one looks a little bit like a PDW, or actually reminds me of the Cordite from Black Ops 4, but the face on that guy looks a little bit uncanny. I don't know what they were doing there. It just looks kind of weird. He looks like a fucking soulless robot. Bro does not look at all like he's in the middle of a fucking Warzone about to get blown the fuck up. He looks just as lobotomized as the actual devs of the game and Activision themselves, so I guess that's a representation of them. And then there's what seems to be like jetpacks or exopacks on their backs. I'm not really sure. It's pretty hard to tell from that angle, but in the next screenshot we can see a little bit of their back, and it seems like there's some kind of machine, like skeletal kind of backpack wrapping around from their back to their legs and on their arms. I'm not sure if that's just me misseeing it, but I think that's what's going on here. That doesn't really exactly say for sure that that's gonna mean there's jetpacks and stuff, but they already did go out of their way to try and confirm that there wouldn't be wall running or whatever, but who knows? These screenshots might be from before they made the decision to jump ship from all the advanced movement and make it just a quote-unquote evolution to Omni movement. But either way, the text here says CIP day 1, ready to get your first taste of Parallax. Here's today's schedule: 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. PT core mosh pit, TDM, Dom, hardpoint, and overload. 6 p.m. PT skirmish, 20v20 Neo. I'm not sure what this is for. Maybe this is for the developer tests. Maybe that's information for that, or maybe that's for the beta or something like that. I'm not really sure. I don't really care either way, but I guess that kind of confirms there's going to be some sort of 20v20 mode, which isn't really anything new. I was kind of expecting that already, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if they slip some AI bots in there, but I guess we'll see. And the next screenshot pretty much just explains that skirmish is a 20v20. 2 teams of 20 fight to complete objectives across a large map, capture points of interest, destroy payloads, and transmit valuable data to score. Use your wingsuit and flank to reach objectives before your enemy. The first team to reach the score limit wins. Honestly, I don't really care. Like, as long as I can get a good 6v6 mode, I'm not really that huge into 20v20. Sure, I'll play it sometimes, but it's not really the bread and butter of the game for me. It might be a cool game mode here and there, but something tells me nobody's gonna enjoy it if the SBMM is still cranked to 1 billion, so I don't really give a fuck as of right now. So on to the next screenshot. It says, welcome to the CIP. Thanks for participating in our closed internal playlist. Oh, I guess that's what CIP means then. It just explains it right there. But it says jump in during core hours, 12 to 2 p.m. and 6 to 8 p.m. PT, each day Friday and Sunday, to help us test out the new maps and modes and leave feedback in Parallax playlist on Slack. So I guess that explains that. This is basically just for the developers, which makes me think, why would they even need this at all? I just don't really get it. I'm pretty convinced that this is an intentional leak. So based on everything we've gone over, I can only say that I still do not give a single fuck about what this game is going to have to offer, because it's not really going to impress me at all if it doesn't get rid of the bullshit that everybody's been complaining about for pretty much years at this point. So as long as those things in my last video are still in the game, it doesn't really matter what this game does. It's still gonna be a flop. It's still gonna fail. It's still gonna have tons and tons of cheaters, and I'm still not gonna buy the fucking game. Well, anyway guys, I pretty much just dropped in to say that. Let me know in the comments if you agree with anything I said. If you disagree, let me know. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications to stay updated with my videos and stuff like that, and like this video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, and yeah guys, I will see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.